good shirt for this.
What does it say?
In memory of when I cared.
There we go.
Hi, I'm Em.
And I'm Liv, and we're your Meta PsycKicks. 2021 was a wild ride, guys. Not only did we open a business, which is our spiritual journey called Meta PsycKicks, but also we're going to talk about all of the metaphysical, paranormal, spiritual, and everything else things that have spanked us in 2021 to bring in 2022!
Spiritual Spanking, episode 24. Where we talk about all things spiritual with psychic mediums.
Well, a lot of people don't know, if you don't subscribe or you're coming across this now, I am a psychic medium. And Em, when we started Meta PsycKicks, if you watch our videos, listen to her podcast, and any other content that we put out to you, she did not know she was a psychic medium. I did not know she was a psychic medium until 6 months in to Meta PsycKicks. I don't think they have spirits talking to them.
Oh, that's not normal. Got it. I've been reading tarot since like March, and it's July now, and I think that it's abnormal that I'm at the level that I'm at after just doing it for 4 months. And I think it's because spirits talk to me. I don't think that's supposed to be happening. She keeps coughing because she wants me to say that I'm a psychic medium, but I don't have the balls to.
So we think our hypothesis is, or one of our metaphysical hypothesis, is that being a medium is genetic. And we've talked about this with my mother as well as Em, because Em, now that she knows she's a psychic medium, she's like, well, if it's genetic, then how did I get it? And
yeah?
We talked about...
Do you know the answer to that?
Yeah, we talked about how you have a past relative that no one would know about because they weren't actually able to be born in this physical world. And they were supposed to be a medium, and they weren't. For whatever spiritual thing that spirit wanted to do, they were like, it's not your time. You're in the family. You're going to explain things for Em, but that's about it for now. Similar to your nephew. He's supposed to be in the family. However, his time is not now. It's just supposed to be aligned with the family.
So are they two different people?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No. Sorry.
Yeah.
As I said yes, they said no. He's like, I've been two different people to learn two different lessons, but I'm still the same soul.
But he wasn't born ever?
No. But he's still in the family.
So, last year, I figured out that I was a psychic medium. And when we first started Meta PsycKicks, we did our spirit guide video. And during our spirit guide video, I started explaining how information was coming in for me. It's like connect the dots, and I have all of the dots, but I don't have the order in which you connect the dots. And that's where the spirit guides kind of fill in the holes. They'll number the dots. And because of that, then I know how all of these scenarios connect. And it's something that I wouldn't have otherwise. It's like information I wouldn't be able to get on my own. However, the longer I went on with this like spiritual awakening crap, I started getting other ways of them communicating things to me, and one of the ways is they started showing me tarot cards. But at this point, I was not a tarot reader, nor did I think that I was going to be reading tarot.
What? You didn't tell me this.
I know! That's why you can't speak for me. But when they were showing me tarot cards, because I'm not a tarot reader, I didn't know what the cards meant, so I would look them up, and they would answer questions for me. So at that point, I started telling Liv, hey, I think I'm going to start reading tarot. I think it would be cool if I started reading tarot, because then I can add something to our business and you don't just have to do the reading.
But you didn't tell me they were showing you tarot cards. Why am I realizing this now?
I didn't know it was happening. And when I bought my first tarot deck, Liv goes on and tells me, you know, you have to have the other person shuffle these cards because that's how they get their energy into the cards, and that's how their energy manipulates the messages and gives you accurate messages. I never actually thought that that was like how it was.
Rosalie's telling me that she told you that I was full of shit.
Oh, okay.
But
so I was like, that's
validation from someone physically. But she's like, I told her when you spewed bullshit out of your mouth that that's not how it works.
Well, yeah. Because I've also watched people on TikTok and they were doing it, and you were telling me that this is how it works, so I was like, well, she knows a lot of things, so she's probably right, but also I don't understand why it would be like that. So we go to Tall Emily, which we made a video about that, and Tall Emily starts reading our tarot cards, and she will not let us touch the cards. Does your tarot cards have, like, a personality?
Oh, yeah. This one's very sassy.
It's sassy.
So opinionated.
And it's because our energy isn't the thing that is necessarily moving the cards. It is the spirits around us. So it's usually spirit guides that do that. So because I started realizing this, the way that I started realizing this was I started sensing a being that was sitting in front of me who was giving me information about the cards. And you would think, at this point, I would realize that I was a psychic medium. No. I told Liv, well, I'm talking to spirit guides. Do you think that's normal? That's probably pretty normal, right? Because I'm reading tarot cards, so other people who are also tarot readers probably also talk to spirit guides, so it's probably normal and everything's fine.
So once we realized that and Em starts telling me about spirit guides, I was like, I don't really see other people's spirit guides. I'm a medium. I just talk to souls.
Oh, you didn't think that was mediumship.
No, because I didn't know that was mediumship. When I talk to spirit guides, they are most notably on my left-hand side, which deals with psychic information and things within the physical world, whether it be past, present, or future, because they're here to help manipulate the things that you do in your past, present, or future. So I'm like, you're just tuning into your psychic abilities of being able to talk to spirit guides, which as a psychic medium is not something that I really do specifically. And since then, spirit guides like to talk to me all the time now.
I was doing like TikTok lives by myself where I was reading tarot cards, and I had people asking me about their like past relatives, and I specifically got information from these past relatives, which I was like blown by, because I'm like, I don't understand how I'm talking to this person, and Liv says I'm not supposed to be able to talk to this person.
It's because you're a medium.
Yeah, but there's also other things of like when we would go to readings together, so like when we physically went to readings, we would be there for a few hours and my ears would start hurting, and it was because at that point I was blocking the information out because I didn't think that I was a psychic medium.
I remember doing one of the podcasts and you talking to me about how you were a psychic medium, and in my head I was like, she's not a psychic medium. She just is really into all of these things. Literally, I was the biggest asshole. The biggest asshole. I was your biggest skeptic and my biggest skeptic.
Well, I'm glad that you believe it now because I still don't believe it.
I know, but when I did believe it, you're not going to change my mind. So originally, I thought a medium was somebody that talks to human souls. That is it. However, even though contradictory to this, I had already talked to plants, which were alive, and animals, which were also alive. I can talk to animal souls too, but that's still a soul. And it goes with what my original perception of mediumship was. I just literally thought a medium was only somebody that talks to souls. And since then... Human souls. I have been spanked so many times. So as a medium, I have realized that pet psychic readings are psychic things. They are not medium things. But if I'm talking to a pet that is past, that is a medium thing. But if I'm talking to a plant that's alive, we will explain this in the podcast further, that is a medium thing, even though the plant is alive, which is weird. Another medium thing that I learned that is not just communicating to human souls is freaking deities! I said he's talking about roses, dancing, and like being super, super appreciative of like roses and dancing. I'm like, does that mean anything to you? And my client goes, that's Apalaki. That's one of my deities. And I'm like, what? Deities, like gods, like people's gods, entire civilizations and cultures of people's gods. Emily told me this and was like, did you know there's mediums on TikTok and the internet that said they could talk to deities? And I was like, those people are liars and they're not mediums.
Like, how about your go-to? They're not a medium. They can't be true.
I'm wrong. Because in a reading, I have had since I've said that other people like that are wrong, and I am sorry, I was wrong. I can say it forever. I was wrong. As a medium, you can talk to deities, and it is absolutely ridiculous because as a medium, the only thing you're communicating to is energy. And if a energy of a spiritual being is there, you're a medium. That's what you're supposed to do. Absolutely ruined me. We learned that mythological creatures exist.
Well, that was a spiritual spanking for you?
Yes!
Oh.
Well, because I didn't think that I'd be able to talk to them, but they're spiritual beings. So if it's a spiritual being and I'm a medium, I'm able to talk to them. Which is why, like, one of your spirit guides, they're just explaining it to me. They're like, you're so stupid. You literally were able to speak to spirit guides. And when you learned that you could speak to spirit guides, but they're like, when you literally told people that everybody has spirit guides, at least one, if not many, you knew that Alfred, your blue man dude, was not a real person. And I just call him the blue man dude, or the blue guy. In my mind, when people come in through the other side, and entities as well, because there are not just spiritual people, there are also things, and we can get into that in a later video. So if you're a medium and you're talking to a spirit guide that's not a real person, then you should be able to talk to other things that aren't actually human things that exist in the spiritual realm, which would be mythological beasts.
Did your mom tell you that Alfred was a spirit guide?
I don't think so. I don't think she directly told me that. She might have, but I'm not entirely sure.
Well, how did you know then? I don't know what it's like being 8 and seeing a blue man.
But I told her that I see this man, and she goes, well, is he a human? And I said, no, he looks like a human, but from the blue man group.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, he stands by my door and gives me the impression that he's going to help keep things out of my door and make sure that people don't talk to me that I don't want them to. And she's like, okay, he's cool. That's literally it. I mean, if she watches this and then tells me a conversation that I don't remember, because obviously I'm really good at not remembering things, but I don't remember her ever saying that she had people like that or anything.
So, one of the ways that we got to the conclusion that I'm a psychic medium is through the fact of us learning that we are twin flames. Well, most people think that it's one soul that has been split into two and then incarnates together. But that's not how it is.
And that it usually has to be a romantic relationship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it follows like the creation story in the Bible, where God created Adam and then took like a rib from him and created Eve. Mm-hmm. So it is one soul split into two. That's not how it is. We both have our own soul, which is why we don't have to be like in a relationship, but that's what people I think.
Yeah, well, that would also be the misconception of that one part of the soul has to be male and part of the soul has to be female, and that's linked to their physicality. But again, all of the things that we talk about are not necessarily physical, they're energy. So Em and I learned that we're twin flames, and when we started this, we didn't think we were twin flames, because one day I brought up to Em and I was like, you think we're twin flames? She's like, no. I really think it's my other friend that lives in Texas that I've known forever. And she literally ripped my heart out and was like, here it is. This is your heart. I don't actually want it. You.
Because it's not how much I like you. It's just how it relates. Because how people talk about twin flames is that
I don't care how much I like you.
You are exactly the same person as this other person because you're the same soul. So you're going through the same experience, just in a different location. And another thing they use is like, it's very coincidental that you meet, number one. And then it's also very hard for you to stay together because the universe wants you to be separate. But that doesn't make any sense because your twin flame is the balance to your soul, which is why there is only one twin flame that you can have, because it is the exact opposite but in the most complementary way. So there's one soul that complements your soul.
Twi and La, your moon and ocean, have always circled each other in an eternal dance. They balance each other, push and pull, life and death, good and evil, yin and yang.
And ever since Em and I became friends, coincidentally,
because I don't remember that. I met you when I was a shell.
Because Em is actually older than me, contradictory to what the internet
Contradictory to what we said earlier, where I'm 13 and she's 103.
101.
Sorry.
I always explain to people our relationship that Em is the exact opposite of me. She is darkness and everything scary. I am light and everything that is flowery and obnoxious and makes people want to puke.
But it makes sense that we're both psychic mediums, but also in the same complementary way. So I had someone's spirit guide start explaining this to me because I have a lot of insecurities with being a medium. So I'm like, I don't understand why I can't get the same soul that Liv sees. There must be something wrong with me. And this person's spirit guide that I was channeling, so I was like, well, I see a woman. She comes forward and she's like, it's not that you're not seeing someone that's actually there. It's that since you are a twin flame, you want to pick up on the things that are most like your soul, which is the feminine aspects, the dark aspects, where Liv wants to pick up on the more physical aspects, the more light aspects, and the more male aspects.
Yeah. We're talking about how there's been a cat sitting next to me in spirit for the last however long we've been recording this video, and I haven't just realized that it wasn't actually there until now, because I'm used to my cat actually sitting next to things. But cats...
this is a black and white cat. This is my grandma's cat, right?
It's a black and white cat, yes. But a few days ago, like when we were recording the podcast,
was this
like
spirit
Wednesday
cat?
or Thursday? Yeah, this one's a spirit cat.
Like it lived before?
Yes.
And now it is not? Okay.
Yeah. But I thought I saw your grandma's cat when we were recording the podcast last week.
Why is her cat here? Is it because she was there before?
She's telling me she's the third one that she had before the other ones died.
Yes.
Okay.
My grandma used to get cats and she would name them the same thing. They're all named Snooky.
It's really funny. This is just, she's like one of the sassier of all of them. Did she have like 7 of them? 5 or 7?
I don't know. I just know of the 3 because that's when I was alive.
Yeah, this is the third one.
The third one named Snooky?
Yeah.
Got you.
They're saying that there was 3 that passed closest to you, but it's the third one. So like 1, 2, 3, third one. No, the first one.
Oh, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Got you.
Yeah.
So I was a tot.
Yes.
Got you.
It thinks that it's interesting that you're realizing that you're a medium now and that you could perceive it. So she's just like, I'm going to hang around someone that can see me. 'Cause it's funny.
I feel like it realized it too because I saw my grandma when my niece was opening Christmas gifts. Because she was like, this is so exciting! And I was like, oh my god, my grandma is here watching my niece and she's dead!
It's really funny.
And that's probably when her cat showed up because she's surrounded by cats usually.
Yeah, well this cat is extremely sassy though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not surprised.
Anyways, female and male aspects of twin flames. I think it's interesting that when I get information as what, I'm the yang or the yang?
You're yang and I'm yin.
I usually get information from men or male associated spirits that M can perceive but is too like nervous or for whatever other reason doesn't want to talk to, and then the scary female spirits that I don't necessarily want to talk to or that I could perceive but I'm like, never mind. She's like, why don't you see this female? And I was like, I didn't want to because she gives me scary vibes. She's like, she's not scary, she just has authority. And I'm like, women that have authority are scarier than men.
Yeah,
so,
but it's why I couldn't pick up on the soul from the Lizzie Borden video, the last video.
Because I just asked him, I said, what spirit just helped you pass over? And he said, you.
oh.
Yeah, that's why I was supposed to do the research because I can't talk to that man.
And then one of the reasons I had to talk to him is to help face my fears.
She was okay. There were people on the internet that say that they can do higher self readings. And you think that your higher self is a woman?
Yes.
Why is that?
Well, okay, we also figured out that I pick up on male spirits or spiritual things and M picks up on female spirits or spiritual things. However, with the whole deity type thing, I feel that I have more female deities behind me and she has male deities behind her. Which is really weird.
But yeah, I was telling her that people do higher self readings and she was like, I don't know what a higher self is. They're probably just seeing their like past life or whatever. But it is actually where all of your past lives come from. It is your soul, like your origin soul. So she likes to say that she gets stuff or information from spirit itself, like the place.
And this is just started happening though, so it's weird.
But in fact, she has been getting it from her higher self.
Yes.
What does it sound like? Or how do you get that information? Because when I get information from spirit or my higher self, it's like someone whispers to me.
Yeah, I get a very, like, ethereal feeling. However, I didn't associate it with it being female until they showed me clairvoyantly this white light being that had a female-esque appearance.
Okay, then what does my soul look like?
Why do you have to do this now?
Because I don't understand. Plus, it's interesting to watch someone do it. You're not going to let me do it on the podcast.
What? Why don't we do it on the podcast?
Because you always are weird doing it on the podcast. Because you're like, I have to speak because I don't want to cut it out.
Oh, no, just give me a second.
Okay.
Hang on.
Well, I just thought that, like, a soul in itself would not necessarily have a gender, and now they're explaining it to me. Sorry.
It's okay, because when you asked me if my higher self was female and how I knew, I said, well, why would it matter if you had a gender or not? If I am more male presenting, why would you be female? And they're saying it's because as the higher self, I can choose just like you do for your lives. So
they're showing me that a soul, when it first starts out, does not have a gender. Because it is similar to, like, a stem cell. A stem cell becomes more specialized based upon what it is surrounded by.
Oh, I love your use of a stem cell in a metaphysical way.
Well, that's how they explained it to me, because they're like, you know how you think that souls are cells of a body? Well, when a new soul comes in, they are a stem cell just like a body, but if it is around other souls or other soul cells, it's going to specialize itself to be whatever is near it. Which is why it would have a gender, even though it can choose a gender when it incarnates.
Yes.
So then what does my soul? Am I also female?
Right now, I feel that my higher self is female. I feel that your higher self is male.
Why do you feel that?
Because I clairsentiently feel a more masculine presence next to mine. And when he talks, the vibration of the voice, which isn't actually a voice, just the vibration coming off of it, feels more masculine. But again, I could be wrong because I have never done this before, and it makes me
correct.
very, very... He's like thinner. He looks
he's
like he's an
now you
Akashic
can hear
guy.
me, so guess what lessons you're going to learn? And I'm like, I hate you.
Yeah.
You're going to be just like serendipity.
Well, he has like sandy brown hair.
Yep.
And he has little short glasses that are round. And he has a very cool, calm, and collected feeling. And then my higher self, very equatable to me, has a lot of emotions and has a lot of like different feeling when it comes to energy and the way she sounds, which is me.
That makes sense. Because what I was getting was like, I thought that you would be masculine because you're the soul that makes me do things, but it's because I am a passive male soul.
And I'm a forward presenting female soul.
And the reason is because I have incarnated as a female so often that is now what my soul is like.
And I've incarnated as a male so often.
Yeah.
Well, and they're telling me that male and female is a perception, not physically linked to something.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, we know that's hard for you to understand, especially as your human incarnation right now, because if you're incarnated into something else that isn't a human, it's a little bit easier for you to understand. But that's why you guys are humans, because you need to understand that such hard boundaries that your human existence puts upon you is not something that needs to be taken into account so structuredly. They like talk together and it sounds like singing.
Because we complement each other.
Gross.
I know.
I love you. So we're going to talk about those things and other things that we learned about
In our
literally
podcast.
everything in our podcast. So
And if you guys want to join the journey this year, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you get notified for Mythological Beast next week.
It's going to be a lot.
It's already a lot. I've been editing the video and my brain is exploded into many tiny pieces.
And if you didn't get from this video, we do readings. If you don't live local to us, it's going to be a Zoom reading. But we can do Zoom readings, and we explained why and how kind of in this video.
Also, where we live is Disclosed information. We will not tell you.
Non-disclosed.
So, yeah, whatever. That was a hard word for me
We
to say.
live on a planet in which doorknob licking is illegal.
So, also, don't send us videos of you licking doorknobs. But we'll see you guys in the next one.
We are your Meta PsycKicks.
So, did you get sides at that point when you were a kid? Did you have a side that showed up on?
Yes. I would feel them.
Okay, why is it that I feel them in front of me?
Say that again.
Usually when I read tarot for people, there's someone standing in front of me.
Because for you, the cards are laid in front of you, so they think that it's more polite for you to sit across from you. It's something that makes you feel more comfortable, so that's why they do it.
It's easier for me to perceive them if they're in front of me because I don't see them. I literally hear them.
It's really cute because Zeroth is telling me he tells them, because
Yeah.
Rosaline helps you with your information, but Zeroth is kind of like your gatekeeper. He explains rules to people.
Encases me.
Yeah, and so when those spirits step into that area in which you can receive information, because I know your area has been difficult for you to figure out, he says, if this is going to work, you need to step within the area that she can perceive you because we're working on it.
Yeah.
He literally talks to you like when you go places and dogs have a sign that says, don't approach me, I get scared easily. He's that sign for spirits for you. And the entire right-hand side of my head is tingly right now. So he's like, yes!
Yeah, because I was wondering that for a while because a lot of times you ask me where they are and I'm like,
it's because it's easier for you right now.
right here. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, but once you get more confident in yourself, he's not going to have to do that.
Yeah.
Just like,
Got you.
since we started this business, I used to have what I call my door. I don't have a door anymore. It's because I am in control of the sides in which I receive information and secure in how I talk to things.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Right now you're not, so he's like, sit down! That's where she needs to talk to you from. There's like a little, you know, like at the grocery store, 6 feet apart,
That's
the
funny.
little tape lines. It's really cute.
Interesting.
But yeah,
That's usually where I perceive them from is in front of me, but also I do not usually see them. I usually hear them.
He's really cute. He's really excited that we're doing this video. Zeroth keeps showing me himself as the genie from Aladdin, but when you're explaining where people sit for you, he is putting on a hat and he has those little wavy lines, like when they put in like helicopters or airplanes. That's what he does for you.
My guides are very comical.
Yeah. Or like when you're at the airport and they tell you to go
I can see
a
them
certain way.
because Zeroth is literally around me when I get information, which is why before I was asking you who my gatekeeper is, because he literally surrounds me.
He hasn't told me that yet because it hasn't been important, but now it is.
Got you.
And again, I don't control the information I get or when it happens, but you're ready for it. So now
I
you're
saw
telling
him
me.
the other day.
Did you? Did he look like the genie from Aladdin? No. Yeah, he told me no, but I like it anyways.
You know how when there's like storms, there's like funnel cloud, but it's not a tornado, it's just like a funnel cloud. That's what he showed me, except everything was like deep blue.
Mm-hmm.
It was wild. Because that's where he is around me.
Mm-hmm. It's really funny.